Hey you guys, this is Martin. You know me from my series on how to pay off your car loan in 36 months without being cheap, or how I talked about how I paid off my car loan in 36 months, or you watch my $5,970 when I got my loan down to $5,970, how I took me like 6 to 8 months to pay off my loan. Or you've been watching my unemployment series because our goal is my goal. We're going to help the first 6.6 billion people who apply for unemployment benefits get a job. So we're going to see what can help them. So today in California, we're going to open up on May 15th. So I want to know, what are you doing to get yourself ready to get that new job? There's like 6.6, probably in California, probably about 2 million people out of work. So what are you going to do when the employers open up the door? Or are you going to be, what are you going to do to set yourself apart? So then that's what we're going to focus on. So that's why I said I have my $40, $100, $597 package. This is the only, after April, we're going to go up. It'll be like $100, $200, $998. So take advantage of that because what I told you before. I don't want, when you go in there, take that interview, I want you to go in and like say, hey, the reason I want this job is I want to help your company do this, this, and this. Don't worry about how much you're going to pay me. I want you to go in there just for the plan where you're not worried about if, like, say, don't go in there trying to like overvalue yourself or say this, or just go in like, hey, I know things are tight. My goal is just to jumpstart your revenue. I can jumpstart it. We can do a commission, or I could do it like on a pay per cash basis. So work on that. And then also, this is the time now that as they start relaxing all the restrictions, now you got to start putting down the weed, put a little break, take a break from drinking. Got to get back in shape now, man. Because now you're going to be, it's time to go. You're going to have to get on the phone now because I was interviewing today. So the guy, I was talking to the guy, and he's like, well, we don't supply leads, so you have to generate your own leads. I'm like, okay, time to go back to Grant Cardone. How to pay off back to Grant Cardone on prospecting and mastering the cold call. So and even if you get leads now, a majority of the companies probably already run out of business or they've cut back. Because I've been sending like emails out to the dentist office, and a majority of them just quit. They just closed the doors. They didn't think of a creative way like, hey, I know we can't clean your teeth, but let me give you some suggestions, or hey, let me give you like a gift card. Go out and buy these supplies. As soon as we open up, this is some preventative methods that you can do. Because my experiences, because I've had like braces, I've had gum surgery. I just recently had a smart doctor who says, you know what? Luckily, I listened to her. Let's feel those two feelings that you have. So I did the feelings. And now I'm going to go back in on May 11th. They're like, oh, they're saying that you can't come in because of this and that. I was like, okay. And then she called me back up. Yeah, well, you can come in and we can take a look. Now, that's what I like to hear. Come in and take a look. Now, if it is an emergency procedure, we can do it. I mean, that's what some other dentists could have said. They're like, oh, we're worried about getting sued. You're going to go out of business anyway. You don't need to worry about being sued. Half of you are going to be out of business. And then I was looking through the Google ones. A lot of them don't have websites and stuff. So you probably know they're working for someone else. So it's gonna be crazy. Now you get to see this is like the calm before the storm. First, people are gonna be they're all gonna be happy that everything's back open, but then they realize, hey, everything's back open, but I ain't got no money. It's gonna be like my bird here, friend here. Look at my birdie. Look at him. He's like, "What's up, bro?" He knows Martin's gonna be making some bank, so he knows I want to follow a winner. Smart man, smart birds. But like, what are you doing to make yourself a winner? So, like I said, I want you to, if you don't want to buy my programs, sign up for my website. Just subscribe to my channel. Join the 100,000 initiative. I know you guys saying, oh, I don't want to give him no money. I don't like what he's saying, or, oh, it could be a scam. How about those? How you 26? How you 100,000 people of Disney are feeling? Was it a scam? You were working. Mickey was your god, but now that he laid you off, you guys are all bitter. Was that a scam? How about the what else got closed? The schools. Is that a scam? We found out that a liquor store is more important to the school. So that a scam? I told you before, there was a time when it took me 7 years to pass the engineering test. I thought, all those courses they give you are a scam. They don't work. They don't work. So I listened to people. What did I get for that? 3 years of not passing to the exam until I finally realized, you know what? Maybe I need to go take one of these courses just to find out how much I really do know. And after that, 4 years later, passed the test. And then I probably like passing that test is probably give me an extra, like, it's got to give me an extra $100, $2,000 easy toward my career. And then how it's just helped me, like, or just giving me like seniority rights when it comes to a manager, managing projects, being responsible. That's how 7 years looks like. Oh, look, you spend 7 years? Yeah, but each year, divide 7 years. Let's do about 100,000. Let's just say all this time, I only got like $100,000. So 7 divided in 100,000 is about 13, 14,000 a year. So every year I failed, I gained. And all I paid for the courses, the most I paid for one of the engineering courses was like $800. $800 for $100,000? And this if I paid $10,000 for all of them, or maybe 15, and we're talking minimum 100. I haven't done the math. So that's why poor people stay poor and rich people stay rich. Poor people thinks everything's a scam, and then you end up living with a house with the, so you don't know, like you go by these neighborhoods I see, the person doesn't realize the IRS depreciates a house in 30 years. So like say you like, I'm gonna leave a house to my baby. Okay, so let's say you have a house. I'm just going off track, but I'm trying to teach you something about houses and ghettos and poor people. It's like they have the house, but they don't realize, okay, they bought the house when they first had the baby. So 18 years later, the house is 18 years old. Now, you know how much technology and things have passed, and then they see a house go up across the street for 400,000, 500,000, say down the block, you know, where they knocked out a bunch of older houses or knocked down some mall and put in some new houses. And they think, okay, my house is worth $500,000 because of blah, blah, blah. But no, your house is 18 years older, and you and I know you didn't have the money to maintain the house. Probably you're cheap, and all you think you'll do is the carpet, and just say the kid moves away, comes back 12 years later, he's married, and you're still in the same house. That house is 30 years old. And you think, oh, and there's some other houses going down the street. Oh, the prices in this whole area are going up. And you're thinking your house is worth somewhere in between. You're like, your house is 30 years old, my man, my woman, my gay couple. The IRS depreciates a house in 30 years. And their eyes, a house depreciates at zero. You have a 30-year-old house, you're comparing it to like a 1-year-old house. If you're going to sell that house, you should have sold it year 1, year 2, and then you say, I'm going to sell it to my kids. I'm going to leave it to you. What are you leaving? Leaving a piece of shit? You leaving my 30-year-old house falling apart, outdated, all the electrical standards have changed. All the houses around you are the same. A bunch of you like what is? That's how you get a ghetto. Basically you have a whole bunch of people who think their house is worth something, ain't worth nothing. A bunch of ghetto people, and they got 4 or 5 kids living in the house. See, that's why poor people are poor, and that's why so many more people who are already broke are going to be poor because they're going to try to save their houses. So if you take anything away from this lesson, is don't do what poor people do. Go spend the money. You get they reward. Look at these companies. They say you better give us some money, or we're gonna kick you. We laid off 100. We'll lay off 500,000. Take that. So that's what I'm talking about. You gotta like be. If you're gonna fail, you gotta fail big. When you're little, you're like the college students, or the high school students, or the teachers, where they say go home. You don't reach any money anyway. And then you saw what they thought of the Ivy League schools too. We don't like you anymore either. You're just as useless now because technology has kind of equaled everything out. And Trump and Obama showed us that anybody can become president, and we don't need to have any type of blue pedigree. So Tobacco Row better become Weed Row soon because ain't much gonna be happening there. But I know. Pay for the program, pay the 40, pay the 100, pay the $597. Don't worry about what you get. You're going to get what you get. If you don't like it, hey, I'll give you something that'll work. Do something. 20 million people after you first 6.6 billion people, 6.6 million people, there's 20 million behind you. What do you think is going to happen when they flood the job market? The wages are, unfortunately, the wages are already going to be low, but at least you want the wages to be low, but then the owner say, hey, you know what? There's an upside instead of just like coming in and just say, hey, come in, take this and that, and then have a hard stand and then say, hey, if you don't work out, I'll just fire you and get another one. You don't want to work for you want to sense that out to the person. You don't want that kind of mentality from a person that you're working for. You want to go in and say, hey, I want to help you do this and this and this. I know, like I told you before, I got laid off in 95, and it's going to take you at least 2 years to get an equivalent paying job. But in between, take the 1 day, 3 day jobs, the jobs that you just kind of stay as long as you can, do your best, and you get replaced by Aunt Sue. Or you work in another job 3 or 4 months and the company moves out of state. Or you work in another job and then the owner realizes he's not expanding fast enough. He doesn't know how to market. He keeps going to, doesn't keep investing, and now he wants to cut his expense of, thinks if he goes to the trade school he saves $50. But you make your money off your procedures. You make your money off your second sales. That's what dentists, I'm going to just pick on dentists. That's what they don't realize. They have like a giant database of names. They never use them. And they just keep looking for cutting back on this, cutting back on that. How much can you cut? Now we'll find out how much they can cut now. You guys have all been closed for what, since March 15? How does the American Dental Association feel? I've been bugging them. Like, what have you guys been doing to help your dentists get back to work? Just liquor stores, lottery tickets, alcohol. So basically the government saying, hey, we better keep the liquor stores open for these Negroes. You know, they working. At least if they ain't working, give them some money. Because if not, man, they gonna burn down this motherfucking place, man. We learned that from Nickerson Garden. So keep those liquor stores open while it comes to the schools and Ivy Leagues and college. They're like, oh, these guys are useless anyway, man. They're taking our money from our budget and strike, and they want to change the world, but then they realize they can't change the world, and they end up stuck living at home with their mom and dad, rolling around in a Mercedes, going home tonight, going home, living with their mom, because they haven't learned how to sell. That's what the rich people do. They go there, learn how to interact with these people, then come back and show us if you can learn how to sell. If not, I have to find a alternative way for you to get some income. They test their kids out before they bring them into the business. So if they work them in a business, they're going to put them in some place where they can succeed, and they're going to talk to them. Hey, if you fuck up, we will cut you. We do not care. And like the poor people, come on home, baby. Like my grandmother with her son who was a drug addict. Come on, baby, I love you. Come on, baby, I love you. What happens? Nothing. So that's what happens when you give stuff for free, man. So I'm not going to give my stuff away for free. I told you my mistake, though the last turn down, was not to ask for the money. You must ask for the money, especially now. Now, a lot of people who are not going to ask for the money, and I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to beg for the money. That's like, also those black people do. They just beg for money. Or those Hispanics, or those Asians. Why they always selling? Why they always selling? And that's why a lot of you guys sit at home. Because the companies you are working with aren't selling it. You dentists did not have the American Dental Association say, hey, teeth are healthy. You get gum disease. You get this and that. That's why I got to go to my dentist on 11 and like slip him 100. Say, give me a cleaning. I don't know what you need to do. Give me the damn paperwork. I'll lie on it. I'll do it. The American Dental Association is gutless. They suck. And people are paying their money to them. And they haven't taught them anything about marketing. They just cut. I'm like, that's it. Don't get me started. So I'm going to title this, American and Dental Association sucks. So remember, $40, $100, $597. Make out that check to Mark Morris. P.O. Box 540, San Bernardino, California. 92402, Mark Morris, P.O. Box 540, San Bernardino, California, 92402. Learn how to float a check. When you float a check, one thing you do, you avoid late charges, and then you build confidence in that person you're working with. Because even though we're in like a credit card debit society, people like to have that paper, that cash, that check. Just makes you feel good. When you think like you would look a little kid. So that's why I want you guys to pay. And I ain't giving away nothing for free. See if Trump gives something away to you. Do something. What did you say? Go to one of those drive-through things at the schools. Get you some. That's how some of you teachers are going to be doing. Go through that drive-through thing. Get you some food to eat or something, man. Or are you going to be like this bird here? Look at it. Trump ain't helping him. Newsom's not helping him. He found him a nut. Study my material so you can go out and find your nut. Don't let that bird have more confidence and skills than you to get a job. Talk to you later.